been a very good game, a very close game to say the least, as the score indicates. Some of the individual stars today on the ground, while Craig Allison for Augustana has 50 yards rushing. That's about right for him and a half, as he usually gains over 100. George Velasquez has 22, and Ron Nelson 14. They're the leading rushers for Augustana. Individually for Union on the ground, George Capozzi has 36 yards and 4 carries, one of them coming on a 23-yard gain. John Johnson 21 yards and Steve Olson 17 yards. But surprisingly, for Augustana, the passing got them rolling on their big touchdown drive. They had 4 passes completed in there. Jay Penny threw a touchdown pass to Kassip, who made a very nice catch in the end zone, and that's what topped it off. They only throw maybe 8 times a game, tops. But today, well, in the first half, they've thrown 6 times. Let's check the first half stats for the teams in this Amos Alonzo Stagg Bowl. They are even on first downs and on yards rushing. It's amazing. On the passing yardage, though, Union College, most of them in the first quarter, has a lead of 111 to 60 yards. Total yards, they have about a 50-yard lead. On the turnovers, Union made 1, and Augustana made 2. Their first turnover was a fumble, and inside their own territory, and that cost them. That cost them because a touchdown was set up by the Dutchman. Time of possession, though, Augustana has 17:46, and Union College 12:14, and that's typical because Augustana is noted for their long drives and their ball control. And Union College, they say they're a big play team. They really don't have the facilities and the size to really make long, sustained drives. In about a minute from now, we'll be back with Bob Lee. He'll be talking to Bob Reed of Augustana. Right now, it's 10-7. Union leads Augustana at halftime, and we'll be right back.
When it comes to gift giving, I like to give something I'd like to get. I always recommend Four Seasons, Merry-Go-Round, and Leading Lady in downtown Geneseo for gift shopping, because that's where I'd like mine to be bought. Each store has a huge selection of sportwear, dresses, and separates, everything you're looking for to fit every lady. So visit Four Seasons, sizes 6 to 20, Merry-Go-Round for junior sizes, and Leading Lady for sizes 36 to 52 for all the gifts you wish you were getting. You can dream. Tell them Sophie sent you.
Did you see the doctor today?
Yes.
Is everything all right?
Yes.
Did he give you any bad news?
No.
Well, if everything's all right and there's no bad news, then why are you crying?
Did you see his bill?
At Hearst Chiropractic Center, we understand rising healthcare costs. That's why we offer no out-of-pocket expense. We accept whatever your insurance company pays as payment in full. The Hearst Chiropractic Center. Look for our ad in the green, not yellow, the green pages of your phone book.
How can you cut 30 to 40% off this month's energy bill with replacement windows and doors from Windows and More? It's a fact, up to 40% of your home's energy consumption is lost because of poorly insulated doors and windows. Come to our 7-day-a-week window showroom featuring the largest selection of replacement windows and doors available anywhere. And get a computer cost analysis before you buy. It's Windows and More window showrooms,
where custom-made replacement windows start at only $189. North Park, Davenport.
We're back. The score at halftime is Union College 10, Augustana 7. We've got the pleasure of talking to head coach Bob Reed. Coach Reed, Union being the more inexperienced team, we didn't expect them to come out of gangbusters. I know you did from a coaching standpoint, but your ball club did an excellent job of holding together when they were down 10-0.
Yes, looked like a blowout right then, and I say we couldn't start out any poorer than we did, but I think our players come back together, and we're back in it now.
You had said yesterday you hope for a dry field. You had the bigger team. The best team usually wins when the conditions are ideal. What do you think about the field so far? And it doesn't look like we're going to have rain the second half.
No, it's fine. You know, it's the same field for everybody. The turf's good.
What do you think you have to do here in the second half to win the ball game?
Well, we got to continue to play like we did in our second quarter a little more our game and control the football and try to take it away from them if we can.
Okay, great. Good luck to you, Coach. We're looking forward to a great second half. Back to you, Steve. We're looking forward to a great second half.
Thank you, Bob Lee. It's interesting the way they talk about the surface. Union College plays on artificial surface. Augustana plays on natural grass. But I'll tell you, after their last playoff game, it was raining and muddy, and there are some high school games played up at Rock Island. The kids were kidding. They say, we have Astro dirt. But as Coach Reed said, it's the same for both sides. There's Al Vagnoli, his team up 10-7. They're a tenacious bunch. They're undersized compared to Augustana. But the Dutchmen are very quick and they're fast, and they try to utilize their speed to the advantage. Augustana in the dark uniforms will receive. You can expect real fireworks in the second half of this Division III championship contest. In the Division II semifinal for the NCAA playoffs, it is Central State leading North Alabama 21-3 in the second quarter. And Florida is leading Florida State 20-6 in a big rivalry matchup there in the second quarter. Allison and Velasquez are back to receive the kickoff. Sherman Parrott kicks it off, and it's very short at the 25-yard line. Norm Singbush, who's a tight end, made the tackle. Louis Hughes made the stop. Mark Derisians, the defensive end for Union. Tom Plunges, who had a big sack in the first half, is the defensive tackle. Anthony Valente, the middle guard. Bubba Kuntz, the defensive tackle. And Brian Cox, who's had a big first half, is the defensive end. I must compliment Bob Lee on how quickly he can make his way back up to the press box. 1st and 10, the ball is on the 25. Augustana the ball, they trail by 3. The fullback, Nelson, carries the ball. The linebackers, Pat Wright, a sophomore, and Tim Howell, a senior. They're the anchors of the Union defense. Bob Bertagna, who had an interception in the backfield. Alex Rita, young quarterback. Bill Nowak, big sack, and Lynn Hutler, the free safety. 2nd and 8 for Augustana. Ball on the 29-yard line. Allison is wrapped up right away. Tim Howell from Schenectady. 5'10", 200-pound senior. I'm impressed the way Howell and Wright are able to get into position quite often, Bob.
They're doing an excellent job of reading what Augustana is trying to do. They've been well schooled, as we talked to Bagnoli at halftime about. And Valenti up front's doing a good job of taking on 2 blockers, so they are free to make those plays. The scrape off, as it's called.
Members of the Augustana offense on 3rd and 7. Penny pumps once, and while he's in the grasp of somebody, overthrows Allison.
58, Tim Howell again, making a big hit.
And it's going to be time to punt for Augustana.
One of the real key plays that we did touch on at halftime was that Bill Nowak coming in on that strong safety blitz after the fumble by Union College, where Augustana could have taken the lead right before the half and didn't.
So both defenses have come up with big plays. There is Layton's average this afternoon, 33 yards. Rita is the lone safety to receive this. It takes a bounce. There was a collision. It took a good bounce for Union. 72 on Union College. Kirk Topisky bumped into Joe Bogan of Union College on that, but there were no flags. We'll return to Galbert Stadium with the score Union 10, Augustana 7, right after this.
Twas a short time to Christmas, and all through the town, the Lee elves were scurrying, stocking shelves up and down. Nogs and ales and bitters and schnapps, Lee's has the answer to all Christmas stops. Merry Christmas, Quad Cities, from the gals, from the guys. For the choosy gift picker, it's a trip to Lee's Liquors.
Important medical news from the makers of Robitussin, a liquid cough medicine breakthrough. New Extend 12. Just one dose stays with you up to 12 hours. Most ordinary cough liquids relieve only 4 to 6 hours per dose. New Extend 12 liquid contains timed release medicine that extends your whole family's cough relief up to 12 hours. Get New Extend 12 liquid cough medicine. Extends relief all day, all night. New Extend 12.
Today on NCAA football, number 3 ranked Sugar Bowl bound Auburn battles traditional rival Alabama. A victory for the explosive Tigers will give them the undisputed SEC title. Auburn, Alabama, today.
Have a Nice shot of head coach Al Bagnoli in his second year at Union College. On his right, our left, is Fran Meager, the offensive coordinator, who does the hand signals for the offensive plays to Dan Stewart.
1st and 10 for Union. They have the ball after the punt. John Johnson, the ball carrier, and he doesn't get much. Defensively for Augustana, Pat Fortune, who put on a lot of pressure in the first half. John Bradford, who recovered a fumble. Lynn Thompson, the middle guard. Paul Rashid, the defensive tackle. And Tim Johnson, the defensive end.
Steve, the Augustana kids were real disappointed they didn't get in there right before the half. They got fired up when they got that fumble recovery. We'll see what kind of an effect that has on them as this third quarter starts to develop.
On 2nd and 10. Good running room for Steve Olson. Crashes over the midfield marker to the 48-yard line before Doug McCoy stops him. Steve Olson, 5'10", 200-pound junior, an economics major who knows how to reel off the yard. Pete Cassip is one linebacker, Joe Wheeler the other one. They've been busy today. Doug McCoy, who just made that stop from Sterling, Illinois. Kurt Thompson from Erie. Mark Long from Villa Park to Chicago. And Ben Pottas from Decatur, Illinois. First down for Union College. They lead 10-7. We're in the third quarter. Glad you're with us as John Johnson gets knocked out of bounds after a pretty good game. To about the 41-yard line of Augustana.
And Union coming out running the ball exactly the opposite of how they started the ball game, and putting together a good drive here, a good series. There you see the offensive backs and receivers: Stewart, Hutner, Capozzi, Kelleher, Britton, and Kraft. The offensive line: Quirk, Sears, Devlin, Campanelli, and Cirillo. They've done a fine job so far for Dan Stewart and those backs, too.
2nd and 3. Johnson in motion. Handoff goes to Olson. And he's short of the first down. Got to maybe the 40. Mark Long led the tackling for Augustana College. They're running to their fullbacks a little more today at the Dutchmen are. And they're good ball carriers. They just don't design a lot of plays for them.
Yeah, that's exactly what they talked about yesterday, too, is our fullbacks have great averages per carry, but we don't give them the ball that much, but they are successful when they do get the ball. And it looks like they saw that Augustana wasn't stopping the quick traps up the middle, and they targeted Capozzi and Olson a lot more, and they've been successful.
Those fullbacks today, Johnson, who's a tailback, is 6 for 28, but Olson is 4 for 28. This is Johnson battling for a first down. It's very, very, very close. He knew where he had to go, and the defense knew where they had to stop him. Among the defensive tacklers, Joe Wheeler, a linebacker, and Tim Johnson, a defensive end.
It's like Augustana's doing a better job of team tackling now, team pursuit. In the first half, it was usually one guy making a tackle. Now they've got 2, 3, and 4 people in. Appears it's going to be about 6 to 8 inches short.
Well, they're inside Augustana territory. Earlier, Union's defense stopped Augustana's offense on downs.
And I think this is a good decision here if Bagnoli stays with it. You're inside the Augustana 40-yard line. You get a first down here. You keep the drive alive. You could punt the ball and put them deep in their own territory, but it's a team with a history of 80 and 90-yard drives on the ground.
Britton to the left. Kelleher to the right. And the quarterback, Stewart, gets the first down.
Good call.
Stewart. Mark Long stopped him. Stewart this year has picked up 15 yards on rushing, but quarterback rushing average isn't that important with a passing attack. Interestingly, though, Bob, it was good that he waited for the surge by the offensive line.
Many times you see a quarterback jump in before the blocking contact has been made and they get thrown back. Good job by Stewart. I'm impressed with Stewart. He's a very heady player, just as he was described to us.
Also a good tennis player. A couple of years ago, he was undefeated in doubles play for Union College. Play action pass, big pressure, pops it, incomplete. Boy, they were coming too. Winston Britton was the intended receiver. Cassip was in there on the pressure.
Good job of just getting rid of the ball there, not taking the big loss. Now statistics on Stewart a little misleading. He's thrown a couple balls away. He's had a couple balls dropped.
A lot of these veteran players on the Augustana defense anticipate well, and they're starting to show that now. They get rid of some of those early butterflies from the big game when Union was moving the ball very high. Sprint out pass, fires a bullet complete to Winston Britton on the near sideline. He's bumped out inside the 25-yard line of the Vikings. Mark Long covering. That was a 13-yard completion.
And as we watch this play develop again, we see the motion by Kelleher. And this is exactly the same play action they used early in the first half. Was so successful. Britton just runs an out pattern, but he actually hooks to the inside at the sideline while Kelleher clears for him. It's been very effective. 4 for 4 on that pattern today.
Al Bagnoli pleased that his team continues its drive.
Seems very calm for a young coach in his first championship game.
Britton today has caught 3 passes for 41 yards. Union trying to add to their 10-7 lead. Pumps once, goes for the whole thing. Long bomb. Touchdown. Number 80 is Rich Kelleher.
What a nice job by Stewart and Kelleher. Stewart got leveled just as he let go of the ball, but he had enough sense to wait until Kelleher broke open, made sure he was open, ran a little out-and-up pattern, and that's a big touchdown, Steve.
That's his 4th reception of the year. 2nd touchdown pass today by Stewart.
Mark Long was in a safety blitz position. Came in and made the big hit, but just a split second too late.
It is 16-7. Greg Sticka will try the PAT. He made his earlier one. He makes that PAT. It is 17-7. A 10-point lead again for Union. So they come out firing.
Now here's a replay again. Stewart comes out, looks for the blitz, sees it. You're going to see Long came in late, just made the hit just as the ball left Stewart's hand. Kelleher already had the out-and-up move, kept his feet. Good job by both parties.
So with 10:29 to go in the 3rd quarter of play, the score is Union 17, Augustana 7. We'll be right back.
Two tickets to the big game, great seats, you and me.
You and someone with a car that runs. My engine just went kaploop.
My neighbor bought an engine at Auto Acres, and they provided towing, installation, plugs, oil and filter, all for a price $300 less than his quote from the garage.
Auto Acres will tow my car, install the engine, and save me $300?
That's right. And all Auto Acres parts are cleaned, tested, and warranted for a full 101 days.
Give me those tickets. We'll go to Auto Acres, then I'll drive us to the game.
Dedicated to saving you money. Auto Acres in Milan.
In our world of endless imagination, anything can happen. And those of you who wear Levi's jeans know what I'm talking about. Because anywhere our minds can go, we can follow too. Go ahead, chase a dream. In Levi's jeans.
Now, just $13.99 at Byerly's in Moline. Open every day through Christmas.
Saturday, American Olympic hopefuls are hungry for world titles. And imagine hurling yourself off a mountain higher than a 35-story building, plus wild surfing action on ABC's Wide World of Sports next Saturday.
Sherman Parrott, the sophomore from Hudson Falls, New York, getting set to kick off to Augustana. And he left foots a line drive to Allison's side of the field. He gets it at about the 8-yard line. This guy can turn it on. Looks for a seam, covers the ball, though, with 2 hands as he's out to the 25. Bob, that was, I think, a good point to show a lot of youngsters the way he guarded that ball.
Once he knew he was going to make contact with somebody and there was no hope of scoring, he went ahead and protected the ball as he should have. There's a scoring drive, 9 plays, 59 yards. They used up 3 minutes and 6 seconds. The big play being the 24-yard touchdown from Stewart to Kelleher. Sticka kicking the extra point.
So it's 17-7. Union leads with 10:24 to go. 3rd quarter of play. Pitch out.
A nice job by Howell.
But there's a penalty down, and maybe it's a face mask. The field judge came flying up there. He had a good view of it. Good flag. James Knight, the referee. These are officials from the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Preliminary signal is holding against Union. Let's see now. He's going to go the other way. The back judge signaled holding against Union, but James Knight has signaled holding against Augustana.
So Howell made a good tackle and did not make even an unintentional grab for that face mask, although from up here his hand did cover it at the same time the flag went down. Back to the 15-yard line. Let's listen to James Knight.
Holding. Offense.
Let's read James Knight's lips.
There's the Hall of Fame of college football here at Kings Island, Ohio. It is a beautiful place and a wonderful place. Takes you back to the 1800s when football began in this country. There is a real jam up there. They didn't even get the handoff to Barnes, and it may have been a takeaway. Now,
Valenti thought he had a takeover, but not quite. He's done a great job too. It's a good shot. Now watch Tony Valenti shoot the gap. He's going to get a hit right on the fullback Barnes. And Penny's afraid to let go of the ball, and I think they just both hold on to it, which actually is good thinking on his part.
Valenti's 5'9", 210, a sophomore from Shelton, Connecticut. He has 9.5 sacks coming into this game, 66 tackles. Fiery guy. Play action. Penny looking, rolling right. And there's his
nice catch
in the
by
middle.
Singbush.
Norm Singbush, the tight end, who can catch it in traffic, as we were saying.
You see a little play action off a counter, the inside counter they've run to Velasquez so many times today. Penny is patient enough to move to the outside, and really I thought he was throwing this ball right into a crowd, but Mr. Singbush seems to keep coming up with the ball when it is in a crowd.
It's between the linebackers and the secondary. It is 3rd and 4. They had a long way to go after that penalty. Singbush, 2 catches, 17 yards, both in traffic. Second man through on that wing T formation. Velasquez, 5'8", 150-pound sophomore from St. Charles. Tom Plungis made the tackle.
Momentum is really an interesting thing, Steve. In Union College now, their defense appears to be fired up again. They're moving around on the sidelines. They're more excited. And Augustana, while doesn't appear to be down, they just appear to be more patient again now. They didn't get in right at the end of the first half, and it might have taken a little out of them. Here's a playoff history of the Vikings.
Formation for Augustana, deep to receive for Union College, number 27.
These are the most recent. Last year in this championship game they lost, but they won their last 2 playoff games. Another bouncing snap. And Layton gets a good punt. Rita calls fair catch and gets it at the 33-yard line. So Jeff Nicholas is having some trouble with the wet field on those deep snaps.
Nevertheless, a nice punt by Layton and a nice catch again by Rita, who was an all-star American Legion outfielder last year in the playoffs.
It is 17-7. Union leads. There's a break in the action at Galbraith Stadium, and we'll be right back after this.
When you buy stocks, the only one guaranteed to make money is your stockbroker. He makes it whether you buy or sell, win or lose. But when you use the Rock Island Bank's discount brokerage service, you come out ahead every time because you'll save up to 75% of the commission you now pay your broker. Those commission dollars could be your investment dollars. Call 309-794-0088 and let the Rock Island Bank show you how to buy stocks without paying more than your share.
2 for 1, 2 for 1. 2 sets of prints for 1 low price. 2 for 1, 2 for 1. 2 sets of prints for 1 low price.
Bring your Kodacolor film to Hague drugstores and we'll give you 2 sets of color prints for 1 low price. 2 for 1 from Hague.
2 for 1, 2 for 1. 2 sets of prints for 1 low price.
At Hague drugstores.
Your 2 for 1 photo store.
Ice dancers Judy Blumberg and Michael Siebert are 3-time U.S. national champions. They're innovative, stylish, and just plain fun to watch. They're also aiming for gold. Just wait.
Steve Brad and Bob Lee with you here from Galbraith Stadium, right next door to the College Football Hall of Fame. It's the Division III championship game, the Amos Alonzo Stagg Bowl, 17-7. Union, the white uniform team, is leading and they have the ball. Second man through, Huntner up to the 40-yard line. Joe Wheeler makes the tackle, along with Paul Rashid.
From an offensive standpoint, Steve, this is the type of situation you like to be in. You're ahead by 10 points. You've got the ball in good field position. You don't have to throw. You're not forced to do anything you don't want to do at this point. Big thing you want to do is not make any mistakes, no quick turnovers, and time will work in your favor.
Huntner has carried the ball 7 times for 19 yards. Give it right back to him. He barely gets to the line of scrimmage. He might have lost a yard.
Another thing we might note the spectators going to see more of is the motion and shifting now by Union. Of course, coming up later today, we've got Auburn and Alabama. Auburn, the #3 team in the country this year. One of the great traditional rivalries of all time, the Southeast Conference. The 3rd-ranked Sugar Bowl-bound Auburn Tigers will play Michigan on the 2nd of January.
You know where you can watch that game? Right here on ABC. Stewart rolling out, avoids a tackle, keeps the ball, better tuck it away. He does as he flies across for a first down near midfield.
Good point. I thought he was going to lose that ball. I think he heard you, Steve.
Then Thompson on the tackle.
Another nice play by the quick-footed Mr. Stewart. Saw him waving with his hand. He was trying to get Winston Britton to turn up the field, but the field, while it looks dry from here, it is very wet along the sidelines and a little bit slippery. I don't think Winston could have sharply turned up the field without falling down.
Stewart is now +2 yards, including all the sacks that he's had on the ground. 1st and 10 after that first down run by the Union quarterback. Long count. Oh boy, Pete Castle tackled everybody in a white shirt. And he had some help too that time. Rich Baumgartner was there to make sure nobody got away from him. That was a sandwich.
Excellent play. Watch Cassup. He's going to shoot the gap. Come in and just get them both. Just sort them out till you get the one that has the ball, Steve.
Cassup was the MVP in the Stagg Bowl last year at Phoenix City. And he leads the team in tackling. He played half of last year with a broken wrist. 2nd and 11. Here they come. Here they come. Baumgartner was in on the tackle. Then Thompson also. Go ahead.
That's the thing that we were just talking about too, Steve. You don't want to get in a big negative situation, give Augustana any excuse to get fired up when you're at Union College, and that's just what's happened now. We're going to have a 3rd and about 19 yards to go. I think if I was Union at this point, I'd do something real safe and then kick the ball away. Don't beat yourself.
5:05 to go, 3rd quarter. Union leading 17-7. Baumgartner really fired up, number 66, after that big play. Huntner in motion. Bob Leach calling the plays for the Dutchman.
But not very successfully.
Well, George Capozzi took the ball, guarded it, they were conservative, didn't make the big mistake. 4th and long, they're going to punt. Bob Reed sees his team down by 10, but he's still very calm. Lots and lots of time to go. This is
number 6, Mark McKelvey in punt formation.
Who has an 843
percentage. For Augustana, George Alonzo.
And this is a bounding run. The Augustana team will not be able to run with McKelvey's punt. And it's down right on the 20. A 40-yard punt on that one by McKelvey. There's a timeout on the field with the score, Union 17, Augustana 7. And we'll be right back after this.
North Park Mall is ready to make your spirits bright with the largest selection of holiday merchandise. Windows and More is this area's largest selection of custom-made replacement windows and doors, professionally installed and limited 9.8% financing. Save at least $25 per window at Windows and More. Then come to System 7 and discover you can't beat the system. System 7 hairstyling for a great holiday look, located with an outside entrance next to Walgreens.
More to like, North Park Mall.
Finding the best video game system is a tough game to win. Who plays the most games, the best-selling games? In Television 2, add the new system changer and play all Atari 2600 games. The most games, the best-selling games, like Hubert. Enduro. Burger Time. In Television 2 has the most going for it. More games than Atari and Coleco. Over 430 games. Get in Television 2. It's got the most going for it.
17-7. Union leads Augustana for this Division III championship game. Augustana has the football. 1st and 10 on their own 20. 4:17 to go, third quarter of play. Glad you're with us on this cold, raw December afternoon. Allison, maybe a yard. Tom plunges, makes the tackle.
Again, that fired up Union defense.
Lots of sports action coming up next Saturday in Wide World of Sports. We've got the World Cup Boxing Championships, the World Flying Championships, and that'll be from Yugoslavia, and then we'll have the Duke let me do this right, folks. Kahanamoka, the Duke Kahanamoka Surfing Classic, and I know you surfers are very familiar with that. That'll be next week on Wide World. A keeper, Jay Benny, big running room. Pategna is the only man who can stop him, and he does. He rode the wave up to the 47-yard line before he crashed out of bounds, and a big gainer for the quarterback of 24 yards.
You can see he just fakes to the lead man on the option, then cuts back into an opening. I think really just an option by Penny. Maybe not totally a planned play. Sometimes those are the best ones.
Coming into the game, Penny carried the ball 75 times for 138 yards. Not bad, including all the sacks that quarterbacks can get thrown for losses. Today he's 5 for 12 with the losses. Option. Nelson loses that. It's back to the 40.
Real nice job by Cox.
Ryan Cox. Cox is one of the stronger players on the team, and they talk about football sense. He's got it.
They've really, Augustana has tried to stay away from him, it seems, and when they've come near him, he has made the plays. The Union defense it's very impressive the way they're schooled on the big plays by Augustana.
2nd and 16 for Augustana, so some of that big gainer by the quarterback, Penny, was nullified on that loss. Throws from the pocket, and it's incomplete. Nice breakup by Bill Noack. It was intended for Velasquez.
Noack has been impressive from the strong safety position all day today. Good throw by Penny. Just gets a fingertip on it right there, right in front of Velasquez, who is going to have to pay the price to catch that ball anyway.
Yeah, so Penny is 5 of 11 for 66 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Noack's a product of Bishop Scully High School from Tribesville, New York. Good the player from that team on a draw. Draw play, Nelson. Good running room. Nelson picks up some of that lost yardage. Brian Cox finally stops him at about the 47. Alex Rita helps him out.
Bob Cruz made the stop for Union College.
Just a draw action. They've only used the draw one other time today, and it was successful, a sprint draw. This time it's off just a drop back action. Nice job of running by Ron Nelson. Again, good gang tackling by 5 of the Union College defenders. Cox being the first one there.
4th and 8. Time to punt again. Layton will punt to Rita. Another
bad snap.
Nicholas has had trouble all day, but Layton has been able to get him off. And Rita hangs on to that ball at the 27-yard line. 3 bad snaps in a row on those punts. But again, Augustana is stalled with 2:08 to go in the third quarter at 17-7. There is some other action to report on this afternoon besides our score, but you see Union on top by 10. Florida leads Florida State at halftime in a big way, 23-6. Division 1AA, Indiana State 7-3 over the Salukis of SIU and Carbondale. SIU came into that game 10-1. Stewart wants it all right now. Winston Britton had a hand on it. He's their game breaker, their fast sprinter. But just out of his reach. As a quarterback, man, tell me what goes through your mind as it sails through the air and you see a man long.
A lot of wishing and praying.
Kurt Thompson was covering.
Real good call by Union, though. If they hit a pass like that, it takes Augustana out of what they like to invest running the ball. They're going to have to throw almost every down, and something they're not as comfortable with. Again, time, big factor in favor of Union at this point.
Winston Britton can beat a lot of people. He's a 10-8 and 100 meters. He's a collegiate sprinter in Division III. Now a sprint out pass by Stewart. Cranks it, throws as far as he can. In a crowd, it is intercepted by McCoy. Went to the same play, only on a sprint out. Britton had to come back, it appeared to me. Frank Kraft made the stop. McCoy has 8 interceptions this season. This guy has 21 in his career, the most in history now. That was a record for Union College, Doug McCoy.
And really, you're going to see Dan Stewart. This is the first time today I've seen that he's become impatient with a play. He really shouldn't have thrown this football. He's got the 2 smaller men down there. McCoy does a nice job of going up and getting the football. And it's a type of play that can get Augustana back in the ballgame, get them fired up, a turnover.
Augustana takes over 1st and 10 on their own 38. They trailed by 10. 1:53 to go, third quarter. Greg Allison gets about a yard. Marty Glaze from Baltimore, Maryland. Allison came into the game with over 1,000 yards rushing, 1,152. Velasquez also over 1,000 yards rushing, 1,092. But they haven't really pushed it down Union's throat today.
Oh, what a great play by Cox.
Cox stopped. Second man on that reverse there, Velasquez.
That's the football sense you talked about earlier, Steve. You're going to see they're going to fake the draw to Nelson or Barnes, and then Velasquez on the reverse. Mr. Cox is waiting for him. That's his responsibility, wide to the outside, away from the play.
2nd and 17. He's 6'1", 215. He's a junior, 2-year letterman from Norwood, Massachusetts. So on 2nd and 17, they're going to go to the air. And it's nearly picked off and then nearly caught. 53, Marty Glaze deflected that ball before Velasquez was able to pick up the deflection, and he's down.
You see drop back action one of the few times today by Augustana. Penny surveils the field. Nice play by Glaze. Almost made the interception. A real big hit by Lynn Huntner. Huntner had a chance on that other deflected ball by Nowak and pulled off when the ball was deflected, and this time he gets a chance.
Velasquez, by the way, is okay. He got up right as we started the replay. Now it's time for Layton to punt. And it's only 34 seconds to go in the third quarter of play. And the wind is kind of shifting around. Now the punt is nearly over his head. But he gets off an end-over-end bullet. Rita says fair catch, and it's going to take an Augustana bounce.
That's a penalty on Rita right there, Steve. You cannot signal for a fair catch and then block the man who's covering the punt, which is what he just did. And I don't think he did it on purpose. It's just kind of a football reaction. The guy came up to him, he let the ball go and made the block.
James Knight, the referee, will give us the signal. Right now, the ball is lying on the 33-yard line.
It's a real good rule because you don't get a player to relax and then block him. And they had a lot of injuries in the 50s and 60s before that rule was passed.
You may have noticed, as we pointed out earlier, Bob had said we are using 2 separate footballs for the offensive teams. Augustana brought the Rawlings and Union brought the Wilson.
Well, that doesn't seem like a big difference to a quarterback that's used to using
Personal
the same
foul.
ball all season to change balls.
The receiver signaled for a fair catch. He didn't touch the ball, and then he dropped it down.
In fact, at least psychologically. And we're going to see Rita's has just waved his hand up, which we couldn't quite see. And then he doesn't really make a vicious type of block, just steps in front of the Augustana man, but nevertheless, it is an infraction.
With that size difference, I think Rita was just protecting himself, actually.
I agree with you.
23 seconds to go, third quarter, out of the eye. Pitch out. Johnson.
John Johnson, the ball carrier.
By Long as he gets about 4 or 5 yards on the play. The wind is more of a crosswind now. It was coming from right to left on your screen into the face of Union College. It really won't be that much of a factor as it stands right now as the third quarter concludes. We have one more quarter to go in the Division III championship game, the Amos Alonzo Stagg Bowl. And we'll continue after this message and a word from our local stations.
Car prices too high? Not at Ken Nelson's, your country discount dealer. This new 84 Renault Alliance is $68.90. Payments just $131 per month. And the total price of this all-new Encore is $63.80. Payments just $127 per month. Taxes, freight, and dealer prep is included. Total down only $150. Plus, if you trade, you'll receive cash back. So come to your country cousin in Dixon. I specialize in prices and payments you can afford.
I'd like to talk to you about a very moving subject. In the past, we've done a lot of things to get your attention and make a few points about waterbeds. Namely, they can be virtually motionless. Even major leaks are retained by the liner. They are no floor loading problem. And they're just plain fun. And when you buy your bed from Waterbed Creations, we'll rush the product to you and stand on our heads to assure your satisfaction. Because at Waterbed Creations, the rest is better, and we're better than the rest.
When your day begins before Good Morning America, wake up with ABC's World News this morning.
Once upon a time, there was a kingdom known as Black Hawk Dotson. It was a paradise full of assorted colors, tropic tan, orange mist, thunder black. It was a paradise of convenience. King cabs with rear jump seats, dazzling spoke wheels, and gloss black light bars. Paradise is the new Black Hawk Dotson with 25 four-wheel drive trucks at big discounts up to $2,000. See Sunday's paper for details. Hurry to Black Hawk Dotson before the trucks are once upon a time.
There is just one restaurant where you can get a complete lobster dinner for just $9.95. Phil's Pub. 2 sweet lobster tails, a complete meal, just $9.95 at Phil's Pub. Others charge so much for lobster, they won't even put the price on the menu. Complete lobster dinner, 2 tails, only $9.95, and only at Phil's Pub. The price will bring you in. The food will bring you back.
Sharing is caring.
As we start the fourth quarter, the Dutchman from Union lead the Vikings of Augustana 17-7. Steve Grad and Bob Lee with you. Glad you're with us for this Division III championship game, the Amos Alonzo Stagg Bowl from Galbraith Stadium in Kings Island, Ohio. 2nd and 5. Pitch to Johnson, spins and doesn't get punched. Gang tackled by Augustana.
Tackled on the play by
Paul Rashid was lead tackler, but Bob, you pointed out there's more team tackling this half by Augustana.
Yeah, Augustana, the defense has to make something happen again. Their offense is struggling a little bit. We've got a man down on the field about the 31-yard line for Union, taking a knee. It's number 80, Kelleher. Can't really tell. They're looking at his face area. Might have just gotten poked in the eye accidentally.
He's caught a touchdown pass today, a big one in the corner. On a flag pattern.
Yeah, I think he is, the way he's gesturing, he did get poked in the eye.
Economics major, Simsbury, Connecticut.
Came into the ball game as the leading receiver for Union.
In the third quarter, we have some interesting statistics to match up for you. First downs.
Nearly even, but the yards rushing are interesting because we thought Union would throw the ball much more and that Augustana would have a big lead at this point in rushing. But as the Union coaches reminded us yesterday, they held Hofstra to minus 31 yards rushing 2 weeks ago, and Hofstra had a good rushing attack, averaging about 250 yards a game.
Time of possession's about right. There goes Kelleher with the trainer on the far sideline. So we'll keep you posted on his condition. 3rd and 5. Winston Britton is about 2 miles to the right side.
He's going to run that same stop out pattern again.
He pops it over the side to Britton, and it's good for a first down if he's in bounds, and he is. Kurt Thompson made the stop.
Doug McCoy made the stop for the Vikings.
As Steve mentioned, Britton was so far to the right side, he was nearly out of bounds when he lined up, and he really just ran a straight line down the sidelines and then started to work his way back to Stewart. It was just enough, about an 8 or 9 yard gain for the first down. It was 3rd and 5 at the time.
I want to mention that number 17, Paul Flanagan, is into the game for Kelleher. 5'11", 185 pounds sophomore from East Brunswick, New Jersey. Nobody. John Johnson is the unfortunate recipient of the entire team coming in on him. Bob Clark, very agile and aggressive, all-conference player, made the tackle.
There's Fran Meager, the offensive coordinator, giving the hand signals to Stewart, telling him the formation, what kind of action he wants, and then the play.
Flanagan to the right, Britton to the left. Both are split. I formation backfield. Kraft goes in motion. The option, Stewart keeps it, tucks it in, gets running room, keeps going, and nearly busts it for an even bigger gain. He gets the first down. The entire secondary was after him. Clark and Thompson finally hauled him in.
And again, the big play by Stewart. I thought he wasn't going to put the ball away again, Steve. I thought you were going to have to yell to him, but he did put it down. He's got the ball like a loaf of bread. Now he tucks it away, shifts hands with it. Nice job of running right here, and good hustle by the rest of the Union Ball Club, downfield blocking. We have another injured ball player, this time from Augustana, on the field. Can't quite. But we do have 3 young ladies who are the trainers for Augustana.
So with 13:08 to go in the game, it is 17-7 Union leading Augustana. We'll be back after this.
Here's a busy day in the life of Senator Bill Armstrong from Colorado. You'd think being a United States Senator is the most important thing in Bill Armstrong's life, but it isn't. Listen.
The most important thing in my life is my personal relationship with God. Being a senator is very demanding, and of course I have the same day-to-day pressures as any other family man. So I turn to God every day for guidance and help. You can too. And this new paperback book can help you do it. Power for Living will give you strength and courage and start you on the way to a personal relationship with God.
Power for Living will help you meet your problems and challenges. To get your free copy by mail, call this toll-free number now. There's no obligation. No one will visit or call.
Power for Living worked for me. Try it.
The book and the call are free. So call this toll-free number now.
Next Saturday, American Olympic hopefuls are hungry for world titles. And imagine hurling yourself off a mountain higher than a 35-story building, plus wild surfing action on ABC's Wide World of Sports next Saturday.
Mark Long was the injured player for Augustana. He made it off the field on his own power, and Scott Reed has replaced him in the secondary. There's Mark. 1st and 10. Ball on the 49-yard line of Union. They have a 10-point lead. Stewart fakes. Now he's in trouble. Big rush. Big rush. Holds on to the ball very, very wisely as he's wrapped up. Joe Wheeler, the linebacker from Fox Lake, Illinois, a biology major. Punishing tackle. Good speed. He worked hard in the offseason to increase his bulk a little bit. See what's happening around the United States today in college football. Not many games. Most of you, though, will see Auburn, Alabama following our contest. Florida and Wayne Peace beating Florida State 26-6 third quarter. In the 1AA game, Southern Illinois has taken a 10-7 lead over Indiana State. That's in the second round of their playoffs. Here we have the championship game of Division III. Good room for Olson. Short of the first down. He's hit very hard, but he's...
We do have a flag on the field also, Steve, at the line of scrimmage. Usually indicates holding of some type.
Apparently it's going to be against Union as the preliminary indication. In the other Division 1AA second round game, Western Carolina and Holy Cross 7-7. Holy Cross having a great year. Furman is shutting out Boston University 14-0 second quarter in the 1AA playoffs.
And Furman has had a great year. Central State ahead
Holding.
of Northern Alabama.
Offense.
Union College.
Second down.
Holding on the offense, and now they have been set back to 2nd and 26. Union on top, 17-7. 12:05 to go in this football game. But Union owns the ball, and that means they own the clock right now, too, with that lead. This is Flanagan in motion, number 17. Good blocking by the backfield. Giving Stewart lots of time to throw over the middle. Bad pass, though. Flanagan coming back for it. And Mark Lawn, who came right back into the game, was well on his way to deflecting that pass away.
And again, Stewart getting a little impatient, took a big hit. The ball was slippery. Probably shouldn't have thrown the ball. Took a big chance. You throw the ball across the field against the grain like that, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. And you just don't want to take a chance with a negative play like that. Coming up again Monday night, my old ball club, the Vikings at Detroit against the Lions in a game that'll decide who will be in first place in the Central Division. They're both 7-6. The Lions are hot, having won 6 of their last games, 6 of their last 8 games.
Union is 2 of 9 on third down conversions. I don't think they got this one. Johnson was stopped by Kasser. And it'll be time to punt.
Don't you think here, Steve, with 11 and a half minutes left at Augustana, even with the Russian attack, they've got to open it up a little more than they have here this half?
Well, they had success on their 1 touchdown drive with those 4 passes. Yeah. McElvey today is averaging nearly 35 yards on 4 punts. Allison and Velasquez are back deep. Don't forget, by the end of the game, we'll choose the Chevy players of the game for each side. Good snap. Good punt. It backs up the Van Velasquez. Good punt coverage. They've been a good part of the success for Union College this year. Bill Noack was on there. So was Lewis Hughes on the tackle. A 27-yard punt. So with 10:56 to go in the game, it is 17-7, Union leading Augustana, and we'll be back right after this.
Twas a short time to Christmas, and all through the town, the Lee elves were scurrying, stocking shelves up and down. Nogs and ales and bitters and schnapps, Lee's has the answer to all Christmas stops. Merry Christmas, Quad Cities. From the gals, from the guys. For the choosy gift picker, it's a trip to Lee's Liquors.
If your checking account isn't at the Rock Island Bank, it costs too much. We surveyed Quad City banks to determine checking account fees. And here's an example. At this bank, you must maintain $300 or more in your account to escape service charges. Below that, you're charged $2, $3 or more per month. But that's not all. Write over 10 checks per month, you're charged 10 cents for each and every check you write. At the Rock Island Bank, $100 gives you absolutely free checking. Why should you pay more?
10:56 to go in this football game. The Amos Alonzo Stagg Bowl, the first time it's ever been held here at Kings Island, and it's 17-7. Union leads Augustana. Augustana has the ball. Quick pop to the left side. Singbush, the tight end, powers his way close to a first down before he's horse-collared out of bounds by Tim Howell.
Another big play by Singbush, and he was in the spread position that time. As we mentioned, it looks like Augustana is going to have to open it up some. They're starting to run out of time. You're going to see the replay. Singbush is spread to the top of your screen. Quick throw by Penny. Good downfield blocking. Now the rest of it from here is on his own. Howell comes over to make the play, but not until it's, well, we're going to measure it here to see. It's real close, about 2.5 a foot.
Singbush, 3 catches, 37 yards. That was the first pass to him that wasn't in a crowd.
He seems to draw one after he gets it, though, doesn't he?
I bet. 2nd and 1. Bob Reed, his team down by 10. They lost at the Amos Alonzo Stagg Bowl 14-0 last year to West Georgia. They won it this year. Fake handoff, play action over the middle. It's complete to the man they faked it to. Craig Allison slipped through the backfield. A big gainer to the 34-yard line. Len Huntner, the free safety from Old Bridge, New Jersey, made the stop. Big gainer.
I think Union was so prepared for this rushing attack off the wing tee that the passing game has caught them by surprise a little bit. Penny's doing a good job of delivering the ball.
21-yard pickup. Penny now 7 of 14 for 94 yards. I'll make it 96, give or take a yard. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Roll out, somebody's coming. And it's incomplete. It went through the receiver's hands. It might have been Kassif who was diving for the ball. Brian Cox put the pressure on.
You know, you mentioned Kassif, or at the end of the first half on the sidelines, I got a chance to talk to him right before our interview with Al Bagnoli. He mentioned that the big pass he caught was really on his own, that he was uncovered and just slipped out of the backfield, and Penny delivered the ball for about a 25-yard gain to set up the only touchdown by Augustana. A lot of smart kids on the field, everybody with college boards 1,200 and above.
That's why they have so many formations. Their kids are intelligent, they can remember a lot. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Augustana down by 10. And he tucks it away. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and now he gets back to almost a first down. He may have it before Howell wrapped him up.
It was a great play by Jay Penny. He was going to throw a screen to Craig Allison. We're going to see it again here on the replay. He's going to come out and drop back, kind of half roll. Now watch, Allison's at the top of your screen, but Penny sees Bubba Kuntz, number 78, step in between he and Allison, puts the ball down, makes a nice run, gets a good downfield block from Singbush, and gets the first down.
11 yards on the carry. Just over 10 minutes to go in the game. Augustana fighting back. Double fake, play action pass, wide open. Singbush flags down all over the field, though, as Singbush crashes down to about the 10-yard line. Knocked out of bounds by Bob Bertagna. Alex Rita helping. James Knight, the referee from the ACC, talking it over.
It appears to be against Union. Let's see, we might have a double foul here. There are 2 flags down.
In separate parts of the field.
Fouls, holding offense, holding defense, offset.
Double fouls.
Under 10 minutes to go now as we take it back. Joe Bagnoli, very calm. That's the new expression that a lot of young coaches wear. The Tom Landry, very stoic.
Bud Grant, Tom Landry.
Right. 18-2 and 2 years as head coach at Union. But you can be sure no matter what he looks like, he's pumped up for this one.
Very much so. He was very excited last night when we got a chance to talk to him.
We'll do the whole thing again with those offsetting penalties. 1st and 10. Ball at the 23 of Union College. Up the middle it goes. Allison will get a first down and flies to the 10-yard line.
Good tackle by Rita in the open field.
13-yard pickup for Allison as Augustana's just marching.
Again, a delay action, almost a draw action. Allison just with plenty of room. Rita came off a block, makes a nice tackle in the open field.
Rita's a freshman from Endicott, New York, a baseball player. American Legion ball player in the World Series last year. And you're right, he did stop him with a beautiful tackle. Penny keeps it, fires to the end zone. Singbush touchdown. So Augustana cuts that lead now to 17-13 with exactly 9.5 minutes to go in the game. They're very poised, Bob. They didn't get nervous when they were down by 10, and they marched it right back to get themselves in the game.
Good point, Steve. See a little play action again, fake the sweep, almost a bootleg. Singbush just ran a quick out, a little breakout of about 7 yards. You're absolutely right about not panicking. Veteran team.
Joe McKay for the extra point. And he makes it, so it's 17-14. Singbush now has 9 touchdown receptions on the year. There's a timeout on the field with the score. Union 17, Augustana 14. We'll be back right after this.
something you choose for yourself. Something you choose for someone else. Holland Jewelers. You can't make a mistake if it comes from Holland Jewelers, because the name Holland is really all you need to know. Holland Jewelers. All you need to know.
Holiday giving, holiday decorating, and holiday dress-up. South Park Mall has everything for every family.
And every family loves to eat at Chimmy's. Children under 10 with parent have a choice of 4 delicious Chimmy specials for just 99 cents. Chimmy's is for everyone. B&M Electric has a wide selection of bright ideas for holiday decorating and gift giving. Lamps in every style and every price range. And they're all 40% off. Shop B&M for the affordable.
South Park Mall.
Welcome back to the final 9.5 minutes of the Amos Alonzo Stagg Bowl for the Division III championship game. Steve Grad and Bob Lee with you at 17-14 now. Union leads Augustana. Augustana kicks off, and Todd Walker, number 1, takes it on his 16-yard line. Gets a block from Basher and gets across the 30 to the 34-yard line. Making the tackle, Nick Cassup, number 88. Also in there was Rich Baumgartner.
Big series now here, Steve. Union's got to do something with this ball. Augustana's fired up. The crowd's fired up. They've got to move the ball, take some time off the clock, and get some points on the board if they can.
Union will readily admit they are not a ball control team. They go for the big plays. They have to grind out some time now. They stay on the ground. John Johnson stopped in his tracks. Rashid and Cassup make the tackle. Cassup, one of several players from Limestone High School in Bartonville, Illinois. There's the scoring drive. Singbush today has 4 catches for 47 yards in that touchdown.
You might also note that the leading receiver for Union College, Kelleher, is laying on his back on the bench, resting his head where he's got that poke in the eye or the forehead area. Just starting to cover him now with a cape.
2nd and 11. Play action. Stewart rifles one, and Winston Britton catches it at midfield, drops the ball. It's a loose ball. It looks like 3 Augustana players are on top of it, but I'll wait for the official. Well, when you have 3 on 1 ball, they ought to come up with it, and they do. A big break for Augustana now as this game is turned around. Who came up with it? There were 3 of them there. Joe Wheeler. Joe Wheeler's first recovery of a fumble this year. Now we have 8:37 to go, Bob. What kind, as we watch the replay first?
Well, good job of Stewart being patient, waiting, and it's just too bad. Winston came up with the ball. Good tackle by McCoy, stripping him of the ball.
Another quarterback keeper.
That's that keeper again where he fakes to the first man through instead of running the option, heads in the other direction. Good job by Penny.
Bob Bertagna made the tackle. Another first down for Augustana. It didn't take them long for the last touchdown, under a minute and a half.
For Union, the thing you have to remember is you've got a 3-point lead. They're not in the end zone yet. You've got to stop them.
A lot of time, though. 8:20 to go in the game. Wing T formation, everybody tight. Up the middle to the fullback, Bob Barnes. And the Lombard, Illinois senior is stopped for a very short game. Plunges and Pat Wright made the tackle. Again, the fullbacks bring in the play. Nelson and Barnes alternate. 22 and 38 for Augustana. A lot of confidence in these dark uniform players right now.
I think so, Steve.
Singbush split way out to the left side. Pitch out, Allison to the right. And he gets to about the 23, but we must point out, as Teresian makes the tackle, that Joe McKay on field goals this year is 1 of 3.
Here's just a toss action again out of the motion, so they end up in a strong formation to the right side, to the short side of the field. Allison carrying. We've got a third and a long 6.5 yards.
They're at the 24. As I say, they do not go for field goals too often. Singbush to the left. Nick Cassip to the right. Penny to pass. Allison diving catch. Might have the first down.
I was just going to say that was definitely a knuckleball throw and a great catch by Allison. Ball's getting a little slippery. I'm sure it's cold down there. Look at it, end over end, almost like a kickoff. Good play by Craig.
This game may set a Stagg Bowl record for measurements. There are a lot of them today. Happily, it has not rained, and the field is pretty good shape here at Galbraith Stadium.
It's a nice knuckleball technique. It was partially deflected.
Steve Sanders, 76, threw a good block preventing a sack, too. 1st and 10. The ball on the 18. Keeper, Penny, tucks it away, and then gets tucked away. For Union, making the stop, Bubba Kuntz, 6'3", 250 sophomore from Albany High School in Albany, New York.
It was a very similar pass action, Steve, to the touchdown that they threw to Cassip earlier in the ballgame in the first half. This time Union was ready for it.
You can fool them once, maybe twice, not 3 times. Not when they get to the Division III championship. They don't get fooled that often. 6:13 and counting in this ball game. 17-14. White uniform. Union College on defense has the lead over Augustana.
Augustana in the double wing now.
Penny fires, complete. Singbush again in traffic at the 5-yard line.
Real nice job by Norm of turning and getting up the field, trying to get to the yard marker. And he's inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and about a yard. Seems like every time they need a clutch 3rd down play, they go to Singbush.
Singbush lines up to the left side this time. 3rd and 1 at the 10. And they get that first down as Ron Nelson, the fullback from Anawan, Illinois High School. 5'10", 195 junior carries the ball. Augustana trying to bust in and take the lead. Early in the game, Bob, both teams blew opportunities to get some points on the board.
Yeah, very definitely. The biggest one, of course, being the 2nd and 2 inches on the 3.5-yard line of Augustana. Union having the ball and getting called for holding and then missing the subsequent field goal.
First downs very close for both teams. 5 minutes left in this football game. Velasquez rammed hard across the 5-yard line. Among the white shirts getting up from the pile, Pat Wright.
Stopping the play by
Bob Kuntz, 78, also in on the play. And they're adding some extra linemen. Paul Brandt, 64, the only man with a clean shirt on Union College, has come in there to stack up as that ball is inside the 5. 2nd and goal from the 4. Augustana trails by 3. Velasquez slide down again. This time Joe Bogan makes the tackle, number 11.
Of course, Bogan, a demon on their special teams. They've got their goal line defense in here, and it's 3rd and goal at the 4-yard line, just inside the 4-yard line. You would think Augustana would have the advantage here on size and mobility, but the quickness of Union has been successful the last 2 downs.
3rd and goal from the 4.
Time for a play action, Steve.
There you go. Penny keeping it on his own, angling, but he's hauled down. And a beautiful tackle. Bubba Kuntz is in there. Joe Rita, Alex Rita in there. Tom Plunges, number 70, was the man who would not let go.
We've got 4th and goal at the 2-yard line. McKay's not known for his distance, but this is well within his range. It's really an extra point from an angle if you wanted to tie it up.
I don't see McKay coming in. He's number 12.
No, and Penny just called time. Or did Union? So he's going to take. Union took the timeout.
So, we have 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in this game. Union leads 17-14 over Augustana, and we'll be back after this.
We would like to remind you that
I'm about to show you how you can fight drafts and frosty windows with this window insulator kit from 3M. You just stick it in place from the inside, heat it with a hairdryer, and the wrinkles disappear. Airtight and clear as glass. Now you can see how cold it is out there without feeling it in here. Look for the 3M window insulator kit in the tartan plaid package. There's just one rule for doing it yourself. Don't do it yourself without 3M.
North Park Mall is ready to make your spirits bright with the largest selection of holiday merchandise. A real holiday treat. The original caramel corn and gourmet corns made fresh daily and packed in caramel corn canisters. A pleasing gift for anyone. Shipping cartons available. Order today. Windows and More is this area's largest selection of custom-made replacement windows and doors. Professionally installed and limited 9.8% financing. Save at least $25 per window.
More to like, North Park Mall.
Today on NCAA football, number 3 ranked Sugar Bowl-bound Auburn battles traditional rival Alabama. A victory for the explosive Tigers will give them the undisputed SEC title. Auburn, Alabama, today.
Well, Steve, what do you call here?
Well, they better do something. It's 4th and goal from the 2, 3:14 to go. Augustana trails by 3. They have not even thought about the field goal. They're going for the whole thing, a bootleg. Penny throws, Singbush, touchdown. His second.
And you just had to know if they were going to throw the ball, they're going to go to Mr. Singbush one more time. They've done it all year. They've done it today in every real crucial situation. Nice job by Penny, being patient, waiting. He had a lot of pressure on him. A good concentration by Singbush in the back of the end zone.
Those people came here from the Quad Cities of Western Illinois. Eastern Iowa, and they are delighted with Augustana taking the lead. Now McKay can do his extra point kick.
And a big extra point kick it might be.
There's a lot of flags, and I think all you watching at home knew that right away.
But we've got an injured man down on the field now, too. Is that Dave Limbus, the guard? When everybody jumped off sides, he took a shot, looks like in the shoulder.
Well, Union is geared up to try to block this kick because they could get within field goal range and tie it. They have a good field goal kicker. But let's watch that touchdown again on a 4th and 2.
They ran out of a wishbone alignment in the backfield. Good play action fake. A lot of pressure on Penny here. Stands in there nicely, throws the ball. Excellent effort there. Singbush makes the catch in the back of the end zone.
Nick Kassif was also there in that zone, and his only man near them was Bob Bertegna, number 15. They're still working on Lembus. It's not yet 21-17 as we are trying to get the extra point off. To the right, you see the College Football Hall of Fame here at Kings Island, Ohio, about 30 miles north of Cincinnati. A beautiful facility. A lot of nostalgia in there, but it's updated to the 20th century and our time of life. They have a lot of computers in there. You can read biographies, take some quizzes.
Test yourself on your knowledge of the game.
Absolutely. They even have paintings of ancient Egyptians playing a game.
How about the English kicking the Dane's head, the skull of the Dane?
Boy, they have pictures of Civil War troops when they're not in battle playing football. Most football games look pretty fierce. Of course, it's not the football we know today.
You hate to see somebody get hurt like this right at the end of a ball game, any ball game, but especially one like this where they've played so well, so clean.
And he probably wasn't set yet either.
I don't think. A lot of times that's what happens. A guy isn't ready. He's a little too relaxed and gets hit and gets knocked off balance. It is his shoulder.
Well, anyway, while we wait for the extra point, 3:09 to go. It is now 20-17. Augustana leads. We'll be right back.
North Park Mall is ready to make your spirits bright with the largest selection of holiday merchandise. And a gift certificate for good eating at Rastrelli's is definitely a gift of good taste. From pizza to New York strip steak, treat yourself to Rastrelli's. Mike, Tom, Jim, and Mom say happy holidays. Then it's off to Stevens to shop for holiday parties and special gifts. Yes, her holiday socializing begins at Stevens. Fashions at affordable prices and free gift wrapping.
More to like, North Park Mall.
Presenting Magnavox and Ralph.
Attaboy, Ralph. Another day with my Magnavox. Look at that Magnavox picture. It's so bright and clear and so reliable. Whenever I'm ready, my Magnavox is ready. Yes, sir. If there's one thing I can count on, it's my Magnavox. And my dog Ralph here. If you want reliability, get a Magnavox. Because I'm not giving up Ralph.
Magnavox. The performance lasts.
Dave Lembus looks like he's okay now, attended to by the women trainers at Augustana. Sports medicine is a very big major in a lot of colleges, and more men and women are taking it up.
Well, there's so many more women's sports now, women's sports activities, and we've got people jumping off sides again around. This time it's going to be on Augustana, illegal procedure.
They mark it back. We're still trying to get an extra point off.
Illegal procedure, dead ball in the line.
3:09 left in this ball game. Augustana has just taken its first lead on a 4th and goal from the 2 as Penny hits Singbush. And Joe Bagnola trying to come up with some strategy to block this extra point and then go ahead and take a lead. McKay tries it. It's a line drive, but it's through.
That's a big, big extra point right now because Sticka has the range to kick a longer field goal for Union, and now they're not in any position to go for a field goal.
21-17, a 4-point Viking lead. Fortunately for Union, they are a big play team. They don't rely on grinding it out. They have the speedsters. They have a variety of plays that can fool a defense. So they have the tools to come back. They're certainly by no means out of this game, down by 4 with over 3 minutes to go, and they're talking some strategy right now.
Well, they were 9th in the country in scoring, not counting the playoff.
Dale Basher, 29. Todd Walker, number 1, back to take the kickoff. And Augustana, 5.5 minutes, goes 46 yards and 11 plays. They love to grind those plays out.
Well, it was their type of ball game. Once they got the ball inside the 50-yard line, their size became a definite advantage.
John Layton, who punts and kicks off. Walker, who had a good punt return to start the game. A kickoff return, takes it inside the 20, and takes a hit at the 30. Gary Rodish and Bob Bertegna. They have to go just over 70 yards now in 3 minutes and 4 seconds. Union College probably has as many plays and formation in their playbook as any college in this country in any division. A lot of intelligence on the ball players on this team, and they try to utilize that. Stewart, play action. Drops straight back, lots of time, and punts it over the middle to Huntner. Huntner, good running room. First down, now he cuts back, and he better keep this first down as he's across the 40 to the 43. Pete Cassett, Scott Reed on the tackle, and I should mention that Paul Flanagan, number 17, is still in there at a wide receiver flanker spot because Rich Kelleher, who had been injured, is still out of the game.
Flanagan has played this year, though, and did have 9 catches coming into today's ballgame.
Union a full contingent of timeouts. They had erroneously said they took the timeout earlier, but on that 4th and 2, it was Augustana that took the timeout. That was play action. Lots of time. Receivers coverage. Stewart going deep. And it's caught by Flanagan, the man we talked about. He's up the sidelines and bounced out of bounds by Ben Pottist. The Flanagan, who came into the game last series to replace an injured teammate, Rich Callagher, makes a big reception.
Steve, I couldn't really tell if he's going to throw that to Kraft or to Flanagan. Flanagan came down with the ball.
Well, maybe if we take another look at it, we'll be able to determine.
Good job off the I formation, little play action fake. Stewart does a nice job of surveying the field. He's done that all day. That ball slipped again on it. I think he was going to Kraft, and Flanagan cut in front and made the catch. And you've seen that happen on every level.
1st and 10 from the 24-yard line of Augustana. Augustana up by 4. Trying to get to the outside. Escoposi, the fullback. And he does get about 5 yards before Doug McCoy stops him. So Union College comes right on back.
No matter what happens, Steve, you have to admire their courage just to go right back down the field like this after falling behind for the first time in the ball game.
They've rushed for a team total of 118 yards, have the Dutchmen.
We're going to try and get down to the field at the end of the ball game here to talk to some of the winning team members and coaches. Now Stewart is going to take a timeout, which is a good decision. He let about 15 seconds run off the clock before he did.
All right, there's a timeout on the field with the score. Augustana 21, Union 17. Under 2 minutes left. We'll be right back.
No business like show business. No place like Shoe Biz for best fit, best style, best shoe store. When we're in the spotlight, it's head to toe. That's why Shoe Biz is a shoe showcase. Only the latest in fine footwear fashions and matching accessories. Be a showstopper. Step out in style by stepping out to Shoe Biz. Super sharp shoes, dramatic styles, professional fit. For those dancing feet, tell them Sophie sent you to downtown Geneseo.
Out of the elements of earth, air, and fire, it took nature millions and millions of years to create a very special miracle like this. A magnificent diamond. Then men discovered it, enhanced it, brought out its hidden beauty before Samuel's jewelers selected it for you. Give someone you love a Samuel's miracle today.
As promised, this has been a very excellent tight ball game. 21-17, Augustana with its first lead with 1:46 to go in the game, but Union driving. Stewart drills one to Winston Britton, and he can't hold on. At about the 6-yard line, Doug McCoy put a real hard hit on him, and that's nothing new. McCoy, a 2-year all-conference player, hard hitter. Stewart had a couple of them drop today, 12 out of 25, 233 yards. This year against Trinity, he had a day where he passed for 276 yards. But in games that Stewart has been the quarterback, Al Bagnoli's teams, or Union College, has gone 22-6-1. Bagnoli's been the head coach 2 years. Directing traffic is Stewart, and in the end zone, it is a dying play, fortunately for him. It was intended for Flanagan, but it could have been picked off very easily. 4th and 4 now. Unless the amazing occurrence of 2 safeties happens, which I can just about promise you won't happen, we won't have a tie. Union takes another timeout. Bob Lee has worked his way down in the field. Following the game, Bob will be talking to some of the players from the winning side. And there is a break in the action here at Galbraith Stadium with 1:34 left in the game. We'll be right back.
In this business, I get to meet a lot of unhappy people. I tell them all the same thing. Drive defensively, buckle up, and insure with country companies. You'll get some of the best rates and discounts around. And if you ever do have a claim, you know it'll be taken care of quickly and conscientiously. Call your country company's agent for a price. And remember, be careful out there.
I got sideswiped by a little killer big wheel.
How's it going, Fred?
Terrible. I just got an estimate from Zipco, $450 to fix my transmission.
Why don't you call Auto Acres? Everything they sell is computerized, clean, tested, and guaranteed for a full 101 days. They can tow your car and install the tranny for as little as $275 for most American cars. That's a lot less than Zipco.
Auto Acres will tow my car, install my transmission, and give me a 101-day warranty for only $275.
That's right.
Thanks, Ernie.
Dedicated to saving you money. Auto Acres in Milan.
Does the season come down to this for Albagnoli and Union? 4th and 4, a minute 34 to go in the Division III championship. Stewart drops back. A little bit of a rush now. Fires, and it is incomplete. Two Union players collided, and the ball fell incomplete. Augustana takes over on downs with a minute 27 to go. Bob Reed's team has fought back from deficits of 10-0 and 17-7. And now they have destiny in their own hands. Here's another look at it. There was pressure coming in. 82 was blasting through there. He lofts a high one. Kraft had it and hit his own man, Flanagan. That would have been a completion otherwise. Now Augustana will sit on that football. Let the clock run out. Union has one timeout left. Bob Reed, 5 years at Augustana, going for his first championship. An 843 winning percentage. Last year they lost this game to West Georgia as the clock continues to tick down. 2nd and 12, but the yardage makes no difference. And this young man, Al Bagnoli, his 2nd year as head coach, has plenty to be proud of. His young team will be fighting and battling for years to come. You can be sure of that. They've had great recruiting, an excellent coaching staff, and both schools have a lot to be proud of. Whistle stopping play, and it may be a delay of game. Yes, it is. A delay of game against Augustana, which is really not germane. They wanted that clock to tick off as much as they could. They were, although I'm sure, hoping to get off the play. Need some more time. Bob Lee is standing
Delay
back.
of game, dead ball foul. 2nd down, and we'll start on the snap.
Bob Lee is standing on the sidelines at the Augustana bench. He'll have some post-game interviews for us. Don't forget, following our telecast, you'll see Auburn against Alabama in a traditional rivalry matchup coming up next on ABC. 47 seconds to go. Augustana with a 4-point lead in the ball. As soon as it snapped, the clock starts. It does. And he holds on to the ball. You won't see him handing off.
Jay Penny, the ball carrier.
These kids have provided us with a very thrilling afternoon of football in this 11th annual Amos Alonzo Stagg Bowl. First time ever here at Kings Island in Ohio. They'll play it again here next year. We'll have some Chevy players of the game to announce for you following the game. Under 20 seconds to go.
Thank you.
People from the Quad Cities of Western Illinois, Eastern Iowa are really fired up now. The folks in the Tri-Cities in New York, Albany, Schenectady, Troy have plenty to be proud of for their Dutchmen. Here's the countdown. Augustana with a 4th quarter comeback is the NCAA Division III champion of college football. Bob Reed, his first championship in 5 years at this school. You can be sure Mrs. Reed is delighted, as are his 11 children. 7 girls, 4 boys. And after being down 17-7, his Augustana team took control, and Penny hit Singbush with a couple of touchdown passes, including a very gutty play on 4th and 2 from the 2-yard line for the winning touchdown. And happily here at Kings Island, Ohio, the weather held up. It was dry, although very, very chilly because of the high humidity, as the two teams in the tradition of the Amos Alonzo Stagg Bowl meet at midfield to shake hands. Coach Reed continuing to get congratulations. But a very outstanding football game from the viewpoint of both teams.
Want to take that table off the top?
And Coach Reed is 44-8 in his 5 years at Augustana. Well, Bob Lee is standing by with Coach Reed, so let's go down to Bob right now.
So loud down here, I can't really hear anybody, but just so everybody knows, these are some of, we already had 2 of Coach Reed's 7 daughters down here hugging him. Very happy moment. Coach, 2 words. What about the effort?
Tremendous effort. You can see things didn't go our way very often, but we hung in there, and we've done it all year, Bob. We've done it all year. This group wanted something pretty bad, and they showed it, I guess.
It seemed as though you took advantage of the mistakes in the second half. Your team was very patient, as you must be, being a father of 11 children, and they hung in there when they needed to. It was great for you to win.
We are that type. We're patient. Thanks, Bob.
We're going to have to throw it back up to you for a minute, Steve, till it calms down here. Then we'll try to get Jay Penny and Norm Singbush.
Got to get in first.
Yes, congratulations again, Coach.
Okay, Bob, I don't think it's going to calm down for a while as far as Augustana is concerned. And we'll be back with more festivities here from the Amos Alonzo Stagg Bowl, just won by the new champion Augustana, right after these words.
Dear Charlie, what a joy today. The little one we thought we'd lost has now gained 2 pounds.
For 20 years, Peace Corps projects have been helping people live better. All over the world, Peace Corps volunteers are building lasting friendships, and that means a better future for us all.
Just ask my friends here about that.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
Cancer, accidents, lung disease, flu and pneumonia, other causes. All of these combined are not equal to the total number of deaths caused each year by heart disease and stroke. Cardiovascular disease is still America's #1 cause of death. Research is the primary weapon in our fight to change this. The American Heart Association, we're fighting for your life.
The Chevy Most Valuable Players for Union College, Dan Stewart, their quarterback today. Stewart, 12 of 27, 233 yards, 2 touchdowns. And for Augustana, Norm Singbush, the tight end, who had a great day, 6 catches, 61 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school scholarship fund in these players' names. And let's go to Bob Lee now with Norm Singbush, one of our Chevy players of the game.
It's been a zoo down here just trying to get... It's just like winning the Super Bowl to Augustana, and the hero of the day is our Chevrolet player of the game for Augustana, Norm Singbush. Norm, you've been making a habit of this all year, the big catch at the right time.
Yeah, it seems like it comes down to the last seconds and a few seconds, and they calling me. The coach, I don't know, either has confidence in me or something. But
well, I think they all have a lot of confidence in you, especially your quarterback. And we're going to have some replays also of some of your big catches. But how does it feel to come to the ball, this Stagg Bowl for the second time, this time go out a winner? Was there any advantage in playing in it last year?
Yeah, there was a lot of advantage. I mean, last year, we came in with the idea of not what to expect, and West Georgia had been in, in the, quarterfinals or something, and we were just happy to be there, and, we wanted to win, but I don't think we had the confidence, we were kind of...
The first time.
Like I said, right. And
it seemed as though this year you were a very patient team. You got behind 10-0. Nobody seemed to panic. You came back, made it 10-7. Then you got down again, 17-7. Again, made some opportunities. Then you came up with the big plays.
Yeah, well, we've been behind 3 or 4 times this year now, and Augie's usually up, a few touchdowns, and I don't know. It's just Jay Penny does a good job of getting us set and bringing us back.
Thank you very much, Norm. A great job. We're gonna. He just mentioned Dan Stewart, and we've got Dan here from Union College, second place team. Dan, great job this afternoon. You're our Chevrolet player of the game for Union College, and you took them right down there to the end. It looked like you were going to pull it out.
Yeah, well, we just didn't get the breaks at the end of the game like we needed, to get in the end zone. But it's showed character. That's coming back like that. And
we mentioned that you showed a lot of character, a lot of poise. Both coaches felt last night in talking to them that you were going to be the key man today because you would have to adjust to Augustana's multiple defenses, be able to audible at the line of scrimmage and make some changes, and it was very evident you had an outstanding ball game.
All the credit doesn't go to me. Coaching staff, did a heck of a job preparing me for this game, you know. And I'd just like to congratulate Augustana on a great season.
Thank you, and you're a gentleman and a scholar, and we're very happy to have you here. We've got one more, Steve. Jay Penny, the fine young quarterback for Augustana. Jay, great job, especially in the second half, but a great job of throwing the ball in the first half, going 4 for your first 4.
Thanks a lot. The balls weren't very good spirals, as you could tell, but they got there, and our receivers did a hell of a job.
Well, now on one of our replays, we talked about a knuckleball, but it was really deflected by Cox, so it wasn't a knuckleball at all, and Allison made a nice catch of it. And we were very, very impressed with the way you scrambled and moved around and made things happen on busted plays. The one in the first half to Nick Cassip.
Yes, yeah. The one coming back, it was supposed to go the other side, and then all of a sudden, screen pass, I think it was supposed to be, and then he came back, and it was right there.
Now, how about the touchdown pass? It looked like Cassip was going to be the first receiver.
Yeah, well, what happened is I saw Norm and I saw Nick, and I saw them both. I saw the both blue shirts in the back of the corner end zone, and I just threw the ball because it was either do or die.
Now, it was 4th and 2. Was there any thought on anybody's part to go for the field goal at that point, tie it up and go?
He did. Coach Reed asked if we wanted to go for it, but we were on the other side of that hash mark, and we've had a little problems with our field goal game in the past. And
from the left hash mark?
We decided we came here to win, and it's no sense to tie, so I think we did the right thing.
But you've got sudden death overtime, too.
Yeah, but I don't, well...
That's it.
The way it worked out's fine.
And it's great of Coach Reed to let you guys help make the decision, too. That shows a lot of confidence in your ball club. Now, how about last year? Do you think coming in, playing against West Georgia, had an effect on today's ball game from an experience standpoint?
I thought it did when we started out, but the way the game went that first 8 minutes, I don't know if it had any impact on any of it. It's a little different, I think, coming in here this year with a little better attitude on the way people feel and what's expected. But
we said many times up in the booth today, we were very, very impressed with the way your team hung together. You were down 10-0, then you came back to make it 10-7 on your passing and running. Then you came back again when you were down 17-7 and really looked bad for you at that point. You hadn't had too much success in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Union had the turnover on the fumble. McCoy made a nice hit, stripped the ball from Britton. Then all of a sudden you've got a chance to score, and you took advantage of it. The patience was very evident. Is that something you work on?
Well, no, not at all, really. We've had 3 games. Oh, this is the 3rd game we've won in the last 3 minutes of the game. And we had the first one to get us into the whole deal was against Elmer's, our conference game, and it went down the last 2 minutes. I think
wasn't that Norm also on the reception again?
Yeah. But I think it's so everyone's so close that I think we all stick together so well at the end, and it helps a lot.
Well, there's a theory in football, there's either winning makes closeness or closeness makes winning, and I think it's a little bit of both, and your team displayed that this afternoon. We were very impressed. We had an outstanding ball game by both teams, and a credit to your schools, the universities, the coaching staffs, and the teams, and congratulations again, Jay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Steve?
Thank you, Bob. Some very incisive interviews with the fellas, both the winning and losing team. Augustana, the Division III champion, 21-17. We've got some replays of the scoring today. First, in the first quarter, Union was leading 3-0 when the Union Ball Club kept marching down the field, and Stewart, the quarterback, looks to his right and finds his favorite receiver there, Frank Kraft, the tight end. Frank catches his 8th touchdown pass of the year, covered 45 yards, and they went up 10-0. Of course, Augustana decided they better not get too far behind, and although Union was down deep in Augustana territory on a 2nd and inches from the 3-yard line, they tried a bootleg. They had a penalty, set them back, and they came up empty. So that enabled Augustana to not fall too far behind. And they showed a little bit of passing on their own. Even though they're a running team, it was passing that got their drive going, 3 completions, and it was topped off in the second quarter by Jay Penny hitting Nick Cassip. Cassip makes a nice catch falling down in the end zone, and that made it 10-7, and that's how it was at halftime. Union College, though, continued with their variety of plays, their balanced attack, their 60-40 passing and running combination, and Stewart, who had a good day passing, 233 yards, 12 of 7. Some of them were even dropped, and 2 touchdowns, decided to keep it up. And with a lot of good receivers that he has, Winston Britton, Frank Kraft, and Rich Kelleher, he was able to do it and score via the air. Kelleher, after a pump fake by Stewart, catches this touchdown pass to make it 17-7, a 10-point lead, and things look very, very good for this ball club at Union College. The Dutchmen had a 10-point lead, their first time ever in postseason play. But I'll tell you what, Augustana did not crawl into a shell and did not panic. They marched up the field when they had to. In fact, their next scoring drive only took 1 minute and 26 seconds. 1 minute and 26 seconds for a team that usually grinds it out. And that was a key play because not only did they score, but they went ahead and saved some time on the clock for themselves. Again, Penny now will find guess who? Norm Singbush gathers it in between the coverage and the seam there for the touchdown. Now they're trailing 21-17. And Augustana marches up the field, but lo and behold, the Union defense stiffens, and boy, do they stiffen, till it's 4th down and 2. They had submarined several running attempts to get it into the end zone, and there was a timeout called by Augustana. They went back as Bob Lee had heard from Penny. The offensive players and Coach Bob Reed were discussing what they should do. They said, let's not go for the tie. Let's win this thing in Division III. And on 4th and 2, here's exactly what happens. It is a fake handoff, a bit of a bootleg. He runs to his right, and Singbush is over there, makes an excellent catch over the secondary, and there's the go-ahead winning touchdown, 21-17. Augustana, the Division III champions, as they win the Division III championship game, the Amos Alonzo Stagg Bowl. The Winter Olympics coming up very soon. You'll see them on ABC from Sarajevo, Yugoslavia, and everybody's eyes will be on the United States hockey team, the defender of the gold medal.